What's going on, guys? Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode. And in today's update, I want to talk about interest rates, the rumors going around about them dropping in 2024. And with that being said, let's dive deep into a few points that I definitely want to alert you to ensure you're making the best decision for you and your family. Now, with that being said, a little back context on what dictates the interest rates to rise. Now, the Federal Reserve controls this little fund called the Fed Fund Rate. Now, essentially what happens is when you are looking to buy, they are going to control things such as your HELOC, your home equity line of credit, your credit card interest rates, things such as your car loans, things of that nature. Now, this is important because this is going to affect your interest rate when it comes to buying a home. Now, in the last 2 years, they have raised interest rates 11 times. Now, after COVID, a lot of people, want some back context, and I want to simplify it as easy as possible for you guys. What happened is there was a lot of spending. So overall, in order for them to balance everything off, they had to raise the interest rates in order to control the spending. Now, with that being said, it did slow down spending. However, it came with repercussions. A lot of people were not able to now qualify for the home loan that they wanted. So imagine you were qualified for $500,000 and the interest rates went up. Therefore, it caused your monthly payment to also go up. Now you qualified for a lower purchase price because your monthly payment compared to your debt to income would also be affected. Now, this is something very key to remember because what happened is that now people that wanted to buy, they simply couldn't qualify for what they wanted. They decided they had to wait, not because they wanted to, because they had to. Now, on that same key, there were so many people that actually wanted to continue buying a home and they qualified and they had been buying this past year and getting incentives, getting closing cost contribution, some of them getting interest rate buy downs. Overall, really good strategies that are helping the buyer get into the home in the best way possible. Now, why is this important? A lot of the times when we are looking to invest in real estate, and for those of you that don't know, yes, I am an agency leader here in Texas, so I have my own team. However, I also invest in real estate. So I'm not just speaking of it as a consumer standpoint when it comes to like my clients, I'm also speaking from experience. And this past year, I got great incentives on some of the properties that we invested in because of how the market is. Now, the reality is there is now the rumor of the interest rates dropping. So what happens is that now people are doing this little thing based off, I'm going to wait until the interest rates drop and then I'm going to go back in the market and buy my dream home. Now, all that sounds fun and that sounds very appealing to some people. The reality is that as you wait, you're going to compete with the people that we just talked about that could not buy a home. It's not that they didn't want to, they simply couldn't qualify for what they wanted. Now, if you are a consumer looking to actually track the rates, one of the things you can do is track the 10-year treasury. That is going to allow you to actually see, like, on average, what they're fluctuating in between, whatever the circumstances that you're going through. And if you're considering buying a home, it can be one of the most overwhelming things, especially if this is your first time. Or maybe you purchased a home 10 years ago and the market has changed. What I always encourage my clients to consider is what are the motives for why you are changing houses? Obviously, there's a culmination of things, but you always want to ask yourself, what is the goal that I am seeking? Because at the end of the day, no matter what you're going through, if the market is fluctuating, what I like to consider is what is the goal that I hope to achieve from this? If the goal is to eventually continue to grow my portfolio because I want to pass these properties down to my boys, then I'm going to continue to buy regardless of the market because I know that real estate is like a little egg that I'm slowly but surely investing into, that at one point, as long as I do my research, I will have that investment 10x. And that's just historically speaking. I I remember speaking to so many of my clients, super amazing people that sometimes share with me stories of when they bought back in the day. You know, we're talking about 40 years ago. And some of them, they're like, I bought my house for, you know, $90,000, $60,000, beautiful property. And that just goes to show how interest rate works. I'm sorry, how property values work, right? So at the end of the day, if you're in a situation where you are buying a property and you're seeing it with the goal of long-term, right? Longevity. Where is it that I hope to retire? Where is it that, you know, I would like my kids to have like an investment property? All of these things are key. And the reason I share this with you is because you need to remember the media always has its own agenda. And this is a thing that a lot of people don't realize. These are all trends. This is something that you can track for over a century. You can see how the market works. There's ups and there's downs. And in the downs, people take the most advantage of the market because they know that there's less competition, because they know that the average consumer does not realize this. Therefore, they sit on the sidelines, and the people that already know how to get wealthy in real estate continue to get wealthy in real estate. So for me, it's all about alignment. Finding somebody that you feel truly comfortable with, finding somebody that you feel is going to have your best interest in mind, and asking them, okay, I want this and this. This is my goal. This is for why I want to buy it. Is this doable? I've had clients tell me, you know what, I want to buy a house so I can sell it in a year so that I can cash out some money. And I'm like, I don't think that's the best approach. I'm going to be honest with you. If that's what you want, I think you should go find somebody else, because I don't want to put you in that spot where you're calling me a year later and you're upside down having to pay to sell this property because you thought you were going to, you know, generate a quick profit. And that's the importance. Working with people that are truly going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. And more times than not, people out there have this like misconception of realtors that just want to get, you know, money, and that they don't really care about the best interest of the client. And I'm here to tell you, this is something that's very unfortunate, that some people have been taken advantage like that by some people that are agents and only care about the commission, or maybe a broker, or, you know, a lender, whatever the case is. But the reality is that we're not all the same. And there are people out there that have integrity that are going to tell you like, look, this is what you should do, because we believe in paying it forward. Number one, we believe in the fact that there is karmic laws that come back to you, what you put out. And at the end of the day, you can eat without having to take advantage of somebody. That's always been something super important to me. I want to ensure that the people that we're working with truly have a great experience at the end, because we did everything that we possibly could to help them in that process. So at the end of the day, do your research. If you are in the market and you are looking for some guidance, definitely feel free to reach out. We have all our handles down below. We do have agents throughout the US. So this is something a lot of clients have called us. A lot of you guys have been watching our videos and have been reaching out, letting us know, hey, I'm considering buying in California. I'm considering buying in Washington. Whatever the case might be, let us know. We would be more than happy to assist you and guide you in this process. At the end of the day, all you want to do, whether it's reaching out to us or reaching out to another company, a mortgage officer, do your research. That's all I'm going to encourage you to do. A lot of the times also when you're in the buying process, you tend to go with like the first lender out there, and that's not necessarily the best option for you. I actually have different lenders for different situations because I want to make sure that our clients get the best possible outcome. And a lot of the times we've seen it. They go to an open house, they ask the lender on site, what can I get qualified for? The lender tells them, hey, I can qualify you for $500,000 at X amount in your interest. And then when we start working with them, I'm like, hey, well, let's just get a second opinion. It hasn't been over 3 weeks since you ran your last credit. And for those of you that don't know, I used to have a credit repair company before we sold it. And that was one of the things that I always ask my clients, like, let's at least compare so that we can ensure that you are getting the best deal. And as long as you do not do it past the 3-week mark, by law, as a consumer, you are entitled to shop the rate. So that's something that a lot of people don't want you to know because they don't want you to be like going around. But as long as you compare with 3 lenders, honestly, you're going to be solid on figuring out like truly what is the best rate for you and what they are going to do that is going to help you find that property that you and your family want for the goal that you want. With that being said, I want to thank you guys so much for continuing to support the channel. We appreciate it. We see the comments, we see the emails that are coming in, and we just want to say thank you so much. We appreciate it. We take time to, make the video and have the team edit the video and the whole thing. So just the fact that you guys are watching and following along the journey, we truly appreciate it. So with that being said, I hope you have a fantastic day. Blessings to you and your family, and we will talk to you on the next one.